We have learnt of the strategy that those people who've been bribing people in Bere want to use. And they are telling the people to go and take a photo after you vote.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a place you'll pass by. Yeah. You show the photo and you'll be given 2,000 shillings. If William Ruto was to run alone, he would become number 2. Alone. Why are we even having conversation about numbers? Put William Ruto alone versus William Ruto. He will become number 2. Dennis Itumbi ameenda hapa Mbere. He was giving people sukuma wiki and nyanya. Kwani watu wetu ni sungura? Are we rabbits? The people of Mbere, do they look like rabbits? Do they look like they have ears? Why are you giving the people of Mbere sukuma wiki? Oburu Odinga alipewa keki ya ODM at 20. Akaitema. I think the taste was so bad. That's the taste of... If somebody needs to tell him, that's how broad-based tastes. Cake-based government, that's how it tastes. Alionja akasema kama inaonja hivi.
What is actually the consequence if ODM decides then to work with UDA?
ODM working with UDA simplifies work for Kenyans. Okay. Kenyans have decided they are kicking away anything that comes together with ODM, with UDA.
Let me ask you, will now Tribe, do you think Tribe will play a great role in 2027 elections? Because it has played in the...
Yes, it will, and I'll tell you how.
Yes. Well, good evening. My name is Eugyene Kwach, and this is the Power Table on the SPM Buzz. Well, Kenya is entering a quite defining political moment, one that could quietly redraw the path to 2027. The November by-elections may look small on the surface, but they are shaping up as a national X-ray, a test of UDA's grip, a mirror for ODM at 20, and a reality check for a united opposition still fighting to prove its stance for more than outrage and slogans. Well, at the same time, shifting alliances, public dissatisfaction, internal party fractures, and new generational voices are all reshaping the political landscape in real time. Now tonight, we ask the hard questions. Are these by-elections local or national verdict? Now, what do the fractures inside ODM even reveal about succession, identity, and the party's future? Can the united opposition offer a real alternative beyond rally chants? And as all formations weaken, we are seeing the early signs of a new political force emerging before 2027. This is a moment of test, turning points, and uncomfortable truths. And the answers may determine who really controls Kenya's next political chapter. Well, through the lenses of Fanya Mambo Kinuthia, a political firebrand, a lawyer, and a political analyst, we put these issues into context. Well, we now chew this into what you can understand. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation on the Power Table. Well, we are here with Kinuthia Fanya Mambo. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us for this conversation.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we begin with first things first. And permit me to ask you about the ongoing by-elections campaign, because there's quite much heated. And, UDA is going at it. We have ODM in other places, not necessarily Mbere North. Of course, we also have other places. We have Kasipul, we have Mbere North, we have in Kilifi, right? And so many other places. My first question is that when you look at these by-elections, what should we read into them, even as we head towards the by-elections? Are they just simply local contest or a national litmus test for the UDA, the ODM, or even the emerging the united opposition?
Thank you very much. I think these by-elections, before they even happen, they have managed to tell us that the president has panicked. Mm-hmm. These by-elections have managed to show us that the president is fearful. Mm-hmm. Look at what was happening in Baringo, for example.
Yeah.
For people in Baringo to chant and say Ruto must go, for him to have a conversation with Gideon, for him to implore Gideon Moi to step down and not vie as Baringo senator so that UDA can have a field day, it tells you that first, William Ruto is not in control of the Rift Valley.
Yeah.
The Rift Valley is not with him.
Okay.
And anybody who doubts that should go and ask Baringo.
Okay.
And Baringo will tell you they were about to humiliate UDA with KANU. Secondly, remember, the KANU candidate got about 70,000 votes in the previous election. The UDA candidate had about 140,000 votes. So for a party that was twice as popular in Baringo, having to struggle to the point of the president having to force a meeting with Gideon Moi at State House, it tells you he's thoroughly and deeply worried. Banisa comes. DCP gets a candidate. How comes he was the only candidate who was prevailed upon to step down? Because government prevailed upon him to step down. There is allegations of money changing hands. There's allegations of threats, intimidation, and force. It's because DCP, by winning Banisa, which is not in Murang'a or Thika or Kirinyaga or Embu or Meru, it would have removed the tag of Rigiji as a tribal leader. And the government was willing to continue saying he's a tribal leader and his party is a tribal party. If really DCP is a tribal party, and if really Rigathi Gachagua is a tribal person, why don't you let them have by-elections in Banisa? Why don't you let the people of the Banisa decide whether this is truly a tribal outfit? Come closer home. Mbere is the most important seat. William Ruto got more votes within the mountain than he got anywhere else. Even home, his own hometown did not give him as many votes as he got within the mountain. And he actually got more MPs and MCAs within the mountain than he got from the Rift Valley anyway, because there are more constituencies there. So now this is the time that the mountain wants to show him that we are done with you. And the mountain is ready to speak so boldly. I was in Mbere, the campaigns on Sunday, and I can tell you the government has spent a lot of money, and they continue to spend so much more. Yet, the people don't care. The people don't listen. In fact, I like the way Rigathi Gachagua has created a war between the people bringing money and the people receiving the money. Because he's telling the people receiving the money, when you go and someone gives you 200 shillings, you pick it first. Then you ask him, where is my balance of 800 because government gave 1,000. So can you imagine taking 200 shillings to someone and then that person tells you, you've been left with my 800 and I'm not releasing your shirt until you give me my 800. I think that's the lesson that government needs to learn. And when you take money, if you take 500, we still tell you owe us 500. People are being given a lot more. Where did you go with the rest? So the mountain is gone, and the mountain is about to prove in a very few number of days on the 27th that they are not with William Ruto. Yes.
Wow, quite interesting. And I'm just wondering that which particular elections will actually show that maybe the united opposition, or rather UDA, has more power. Which particular by-election do you think is quite more defining?
Mbere North is everything. Mbere North is everything. Let me tell you, William Ruto is a strategist. But he came up with a terrible strategy that was going to fail. He wanted to divide the mountain into two. He wanted to have the East Mount Kenya and the West Mount Kenya. And to do that, he threw away a deputy president who had come from the western side of Mount Kenya and created what he was calling a deputy president from the eastern part of the mountain. And then he decided, in his wisdom or lack thereof, to remove CS Roko and replace him with somebody else so that there can be a by-election in the east. And then he wanted to prove Kithure Kindiki's dominance of Mount Kenyan politics, try to show that he's the leader of the whole of Mount Kenya, and then on top of that, make sure that they win that seat on UDA so that they can kick out Justin Muturi and DP party. Unfortunately, that has done the exact opposite. It has united the whole mountain. The whole mountain is speaking as one. In fact, the people of Murang'a, Nyeri, Kiambu, everywhere are telling the people of Mbere North, you guys, you have one responsibility to tell William Ruto early that we are done with him. The onus is on you to restore back our dignity and respect as a mountain by showing William Ruto the red card.
What is the consequence of UDA winning the seat or the DP winning the seat? What is the consequence?
The consequence of UDA winning the seat would have been, because it won't, it would have been them gloating and bloating all over us and saying they are popular and saying that Rigiji and all the others are useless in the mountain.
Yeah.
It would have been them saying that Justin Muturi is useless. It would have been them saying that William Ruto is the king of the mountain.
Yeah.
But that will not happen.
Okay.
The opposite is true.
Yeah.
That Newton Karish is going to win, and he's going to win big time.
Okay.
And then when he wins, William Ruto will have been shown the red card in the mountain, and he'll have been told this is an indication of where we are going into towards 2027.
Wow.
And it's also a message of sending this lady called Cecily Mbarire home. She's the chairman of UDA nationally.
Yes.
So we want to beat up UDA
Yes.
in the hometown of their own chairperson.
Yes, yes.
And then we want to beat up UDA in the hometown of a CS
Yes.
who was appointed from that place.
Yes.
The whole idea is to kick out UDA
Yes.
from the mountain.
And thank you thank you so much for that. I'm just wondering what that will then portend for the future politically for UDA, number one, because we have a deputy president who comes from that side of Kenya. And probably going into 2027, if Ruto will, and of course he's going to contest again, probably will consider him. Ruku will want to be a minister, probably. And I'm wondering what this will even portend to the future. Probably it will mean Ruto will have to find other partners.
Well, for us, we don't care what happens to UDA.
Okay.
In fact, we wish them bad luck. Ruko, it's fine.
Okay.
He can be whatever he wants to be, wherever he wants to be.
Yes.
But for an elective seat within the mountain, he's not going to get.
Yeah.
So whether they decide to do what they will do with themselves, really, for us, we wish them well. But in terms of the politics of the mountain, it is decided that the one uniting factor we don't need is William Ruto.
This is William Ruto.
You know, for a long time,
Yeah.
many people within the mountain had this anti-Raila factor.
Yeah.
And they used to unite against Raila.
Yeah.
Right now, they've united against William Ruto. In fact, he's taken those shoes and he fits that space even, I think, with a lot more strength.
Okay. But what happens to the deputy president? Do you foresee a president maintaining Kindiki as the deputy president?
If I was Kindiki, I would remember very well that his term ends in 2027. And he knows. He's very much aware of that.
Okay.
His term ends in 2027. So he just needs to know
Yes.
that hoping to be anything thereafter,
Yes.
a day after the election,
Yeah.
nothing.
Thank you. I think this will then beg another question on the united opposition, because the united opposition for the longest time actually are seemingly coming together, more united, becoming quite much bigger. And now joining the team is the Jubilee, actually, who have come out strongly, led by the party leader Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and deputy party leader Fred Matiang'i. But again, initially, it was DCP for Mount Kenya. What will Jubilee joining hands with DCP for Mount Kenya, what will it mean? Will it mean dividing Mount Kenya into Jubilee and DCP?
No.
What does it mean?
The Jubilee ticket is a red ticket.
Yes.
And the DCP ticket is a green ticket. If you are to place those two tickets on the table,
Yeah.
your guess is as good as mine. If you are in Mount Kenya and you are vying,
Yes.
and you're told there's a red ticket here and there's a green ticket,
Yeah.
they are available for you, take. Which one are you going to run on? Your guess is as good as mine. The Jubilee tickets will be available, but there will be no scramble for them. Those will become the alternative tickets. If I don't get the DCP nomination,
Yeah.
I'll grab a Jubilee ticket and try my luck.
Why?
It has happened in places like, say, for example, where ODM is popular. You say, my preferred ticket is ODM. Should I fail, I'll look for a party that is friendly to ODM. Like if you were vying in 2022, you wouldn't have said that now that I'm vying in ODM, if I don't get, I'll vie on UDA in 2022. It was, if I don't get ODM here and Uhuru is supporting Raila, I can try the Jubilee ticket.
Yes.
What will happen is, remember there were Jubilee tickets available and there were UDA tickets available in 2022.
Yeah.
What ticket did the bulk of the people go for? They went for the UDA ticket. So bringing a Jubilee ticket does not make it automatically attractive.
Yes.
No, it makes it a red paper on the table that people have a choice to think about. But they'll tell you primarily, their eyes are on the green one. Yeah.
Okay, quite interesting. Let me bring you a bit closer, because we've heard for the longest time the sloganeering around Ruto must go, quite synonymous with the united opposition. But there's a question that, is this the only agenda for the united opposition when they talk about Ruto must go? And actually, Rigiji once said that for now, that is the only agenda. But going on into the future, so that people who would want to buy into the agenda, so that they do not leave UDA because UDA has no agenda, to go into another government which may not also have an agenda, just because they would want to remove someone from from power. What is the true agenda of the united opposition?
You're forgetting one thing.
Yes.
This government has an agenda.
Yeah.
And the agenda is the retardation of Kenya. That's the only agenda they have. When you wake up and say, let us wipe out Mau Forest, that's a terrible agenda. When you wake up and say you want to claw back on the gains of NHIF and bring SHA, it's retardation. When you come and find help that was working, some of you are beneficiaries of help. Now we have a moribund outfit that we don't know what it does, when it does, and how it does it. When you find children who are going to school comfortably and there's capitation going on, and then this government has clawed back on those gains, why we are saying Ruto must go is the only agenda and should be the only agenda unashamedly, is because the only thing we want to do is restoration. Do you know if a president came in tomorrow and just restored NHIF, a president comes in tomorrow and restores HELB, a president comes in tomorrow and restores school capitation, a president comes in and restores the Mau, that president has made Kenya rich.
Yes.
So we are saying that we have only two agendas. Agenda number one, Ruto must go.
Yes.
And that agenda number one is repeated 10 times. So 1, 2, 3 until number 10. Those are 10-point agendas.
Yes.
Ruto must go. Agenda number 11 is the only other agenda that is different.
Okay.
And it's called restoration.
Okay.
By the way, do you know if you just restore
Yes.
the things that Ruto has undone, you just restore them to what they used to be, Kenya just becomes a good republic. You don't need a genius ideas. No. What you need is to come and say, we are restoring NHIF. We are restoring, we are moving away from this SHA to NHIF. We are moving away from this stupid university funding model back to HELB. We are moving away from, destroying the Mau to conserving the Mau. We are moving from privatizing our beaches and our state parastatals and corporations to making them work.
Yes.
I am telling you, we are moving from signing deals with Adani to steal and sell our airport to running our own airport efficiently.
Yes.
When you do things like that,
Yes.
Kenya automatically becomes successful. So stop telling us to have an agenda. We are moving away from stealing taxpayers' money to build houses that Kenyans don't need. And then the president decides, I'm giving Faith Kipyegon one, I'm giving a footballer one. Kwani these things were supposed to be at the disposal of the head of state for him to give out to people. So those are the things we are saying. Saying that Ruto must go is enough of an agenda, and I'll tell you why. Can you imagine removing someone who is associated with killing more than 200 young people in demonstrations? Haven't you done something glorious for the country? So stop telling us we need to come up with an agenda. Our agenda number one is to remove an administration that kills its own young people. Is there something more important in this country than life?
Okay.
So our agenda number one is Ruto must go. Why? Because young people have died under him. So when you come and tell us that is not an agenda, we tell you, do you have a better agenda than preserving lives? If you have, tell us. Because for us, we know in Ruto must go is preservation of lives.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Quite interesting. Let's continue, actually, because, in the united opposition camp, there are leaders who supported Ruto must be president in 2022.
Yes.
There are those who duly and greatly supported him and ensured that they campaigned for him to become the president of Kenya. Today, they say that this same Ruto, he must go. Now, if a leader supported Ruto in 2022, and now he says that, look, this person is a bad person politically. Now, who should be held accountable? Is it him? Is it Ruto? Is it both? Because this is a person who told people that there is no other alternative better than William Ruto.
No, I don't think...
Should people still trust his judgment that is leading us to the right direction?
Today,
Yes.
leaders are not necessarily telling us where to go. Today, they are telling us where not to go. And then they are asking us, where do you think is a better place to go? That's why they've been asking the united opposition, who is your candidate? Who is your candidate? Who are you voting for? And I'm telling people, wait a minute. Right now, we know who we are not voting for. If I am going through a divorce, it's none of your business who I'm going to marry next. The most important thing for me is to know the husband I don't want. He's beating up children. He's coming home drunk. He's stealing family money. He has concubines. I know the husband I don't want, and that's the first step. If you want to get out of a messy marriage, the first step is knowing the husband you don't want and the husband that you want to divorce. The next step is saying, after I have gotten rid of this husband, I need time to breathe. At least a year. Then I can start looking for a suitable husband. So the people who are trying to push that narrative are trying to show us, remain with this person that you know is terrible. And we are telling them, any people who have tried that, wamerudi kwa bwana mbaya wakakatwa mikono na ikakuwa mbaya. So we know who we do not want. Who are we going to have next is none of your business. When you are going through a divorce, the first thing you need is to heal. Give us time to heal. We have until 2027.
But we are
to decide.
Kenyans. We are all Kenyans, and actually we want to know who probably we can be able to go to. Some of us,
No.
Some Kenyans voted for William Ruto because they were told that this is the right person to vote for. This is the man to vote for. This is the man who has the interest of the people at heart. When you talk about the bottom-up economic approach, it will come to happen. When you talk about all those, the plan, this is the plan. So this is the plan. And they agreed that is the plan. But again, they're now telling us, this is not the plan. This is not this is not the way. We have another way. And the way we will be directed. Now, should we trust the judgment of this person who is now telling us?
Yes, we should.
We should.
Where in the Ruto manifesto, for those who've read it, because I refused to. The only thing I know in Ruto manifesto is that Tupangwingwi. I don't know anything else. But where in his manifesto did they say they are going to kill Gen Zs when they go to the streets? Where in the manifesto did they say risasi ya mguu is going to happen? Where in their manifesto did they say shoot to kill? Where in their manifesto did they say young people will die in police cells and we shall be told they hit their heads on walls, as if they have no walls at home? Where in their manifesto did they say that they are going to take away a working university funding model called HELP and bring us something that is not working? Where in their manifesto did they say they are going to remove capitation to schools? What page of their manifesto speaks about giving us fertilizer that had got gravel and donkey shit? What part of their manifesto said that they are going to get to a place where you wake up one morning and government is threatening to do power rationing? Where in their manifesto did they promise that they are going to privatize our beaches? Where in their manifesto did they say they are going to cut down our forests? Where in their manifesto did they say that they are going to build affordable housing and then the president is going to give to the people he wants at will? Where in their manifesto did they say they are going to increase taxation for us? Where in their manifesto did they say they are going to bring us a terrible finance bill? Because now those things, all of them are the opposite of what I think would have been contained in a terrible thing called bottom-up, because I did not subscribe to that nonsense. Then how would you as a leader come and tell people to continue in that direction? You'll tell them, I believed in what these people promised. So that is for those people who campaigned for Ruto, because I never did. I was in Azimio. And now those people will have to come and say, honestly, there is no part of this manifesto that talks about killing our young people. And if our young people are being killed, then I obviously am not privy to it. And I'm not party to that idea of killing our young people. So therefore, let us not treat those people who are telling us now that William Ruto is bad as if they are wrong.
Now, for you to defeat Ruto, you need numbers. And for the numbers, you need a united opposition, as it is, probably even more. You don't believe so?
What for? Now, show me one person who has a child in school who has experienced paying a lot more fees who will vote for William Ruto. We have 10 million children in school and 10 million children in primary school and another 3.9 million in high school. Show me a parent who is experiencing the current economic crisis of paying more school fees who will vote for William Ruto. Number two, show me a payslip holder who will vote for William Ruto. Number three, show me a Gen Z, a young person who saw the brains of young people spilled on tarmac and Rex Masai shot in the leg. Show me one young person who is below the age of 30 who will vote for William Ruto.
Now, I'm trying to reason.
Number four,
Yes.
show me any person who has encountered and dealt with SHA that will vote for William Ruto. Show me any person who's been deducted money for affordable housings that will vote for William Ruto. Show me any person who saw the death of Albert Ojwang and how it happened who will vote for William Ruto. Show me a person who had him on TV say, tutawapiga risasi ya mguu, and go on actually an international TV interview and say that he has no apologies to make about saying our young people need to be shot on the leg, or vote for William Ruto. If William Ruto was to run alone, he would become number 2. Alone. Why are we even having conversation about numbers? Put William Ruto alone versus William Ruto. He will become number 2. So why are we having a conversation that we need numbers to beat William Ruto? I am only thinking, who are those who will vote for him? Dennis Itumbi ameenda hapa Mbere. He was giving people sukuma wiki and nyanya. Kwani watu wetu ni sungura? Are we rabbits? Who, the people of Mbere, do they look like rabbits? Do they look like they have ears? Why are you giving the people of Mbere sukuma wiki and tomatoes? A guy who was speaking big things about IT, connectivity, digital highway, nonsense. Huko uliona akipeana, I was thinking he would come and give satellite dishes. I was thinking he would come and give free internet connections. Hata angejaribu anunue tu vitu tu China, anakuja kwa ploti anawekea internet. The guy is giving you sukuma wiki 3. That's an IT guru.
Now I'm asking that it's possible that a leader may not, let's just have this conversation. It's possible that probably President Ruto may be number 2 when he contests against himself.
Himself, yes.
Yes.
Now, if the others, it'd be number 7 or 8.
Yes. Now, let me ask you, if we had so many people, because you understand how our political nature is and probably even how our constitution runs, that you must attain 50+1 for you to become president. So it therefore meant that for a united opposition candidate, for him to become a president or for her to become president, she or he must have 50+1. Isn't it so?
Yes.
You're a lawyer.
Yes.
So I'm trying to look at a scenario where we do not have divided votes, so that the president is removed. You don't need divided votes where these people vote this way, the other vote this way, these other vote this way. And I'm asking, is it something that
50% plus 1
Yes.
leads us to a runoff between the first 2 candidates, and William Ruto will not be one of the first 2. He's not going to be number 1 or 2. So even if you have 25 candidates, William Ruto will be somewhere within the 25. So the first 2 are the ones who will go for a runoff. That's the constitution.
And William Ruto.
It will not be him. He will not be among the first 2.
Okay. Is the united opposition divided?
On what? What do they want the united opposition to look like? The united opposition is united. Right now, they are supporting a common candidate in Bere. They're supporting a common candidate in Malava, who is a DAP candidate. In Bere, it's a DP. It's not even DCP. It's a DP candidate in Bere. In Magarini, there is a DCP candidate. And that, by the way, is going to win in Magarini. There will be a DCP candidate in Magarini. The united opposition
Magarini
is supporting...
In Likoni.
Yes.
Yeah.
The united opposition has got candidates who are running in Kisii. There are some by-elections happening there. In Kariobangi here, the united opposition has not fielded. Like now, Wiper avoided. There was a huge temptation for Wiper to have an MCA candidate for Kariobangi. They are supporting the DCP candidate. So all we are trying to say is the united opposition is speaking in one language. And it's not their language, by the way. What language the united opposition is speaking is the language of Kenyans. Such that if the united opposition started speaking rubbish about 2-term, they will be on their own and Kenyans will leave them. Even you, Kwach, go try. By the way, if you want to get enemies today, permanent ones, who would even knock you with a car as they are driving home, Go and start singing two-term in this country.
Yeah.
So just don't be an enemy of the people. Be
Yes.
where the people are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that is quite much. I wish us to look into another issue, and that is ODM at 20. Because during the ODM at 20 in Mombasa, it actually exposed visible divisions about the party's future and so many other things. But of course, they have been celebrating 20 years as a party. My first question will be probably, what do you think that ODM, do you believe that ODM has probably contributed something to our democracy as a people of Kenya, even as we touch on other things that actually happened in Mombasa?
ODM has had its fair share of what has happened in this country.
Yeah.
And they have been a good player in the politics of this country. They've had governors, senators, MPs, MCAs. They've had their contribution to the good and also to the bad that has happened in this country. Because some of the things that have happened in this country have happened with the presence of ODM in that parliament. And some of the good things that have happened in this country have also happened with ODM being present in that parliament. But I would like to say this. Now, people are asking, you know, have you ever had an aching tooth or a tooth that has just been plucked out? You realize your tongue keeps going to that space. Your tongue is always leaking that. The tongue will forever turn to the aching tooth or to the shaking tooth. ODM, without even us saying they are going to be disunited, every time they wake up, they say, ODM is going to remain united. ODM is going to be one party. Nobody's going to break ODM. ODM is one individual. We're asking them, who told you are going to break? Can you imagine waking up? Mumelala kwa nyumba moja na your wife. Then the first opportunity you get to speak to people, you're saying, me and my wife, we are not going to divorce. Me and my wife, we are not going to separate. Me and my wife, we are united. We have children. Me and my wife, we have mortgages together. Then your wife goes to work. My husband and I, we shall never break. My husband and I, we love one another. My husband came, he paid the ratio. My husband is not living. Who asked you? Who even told you you're breaking up? So ODM has treated us to things we were not expecting from them. Why are you telling us you're going to remain? Who told you you're breaking up? You can't go and dream at night of breaking up and then you come and tell us you're not going to break up. Because everybody, they said we are going to be united. Who said you're not going to be united? So ODM, you go and ask yourselves. You look like a husband and wife who are coming from a house. And then in the morning, they're telling us they're not going to separate. And we never told them they're separating.
From where you sit, what really is leading to these splits? Is it just on ideology, patronage, or personal ambition?
What is splitting ODM?
Yes.
ODM is looking for a future. They're asking themselves, where is our future? Oh, our future is in UDA. Oh, our future is with DCP. Oh, our future is with... Let me tell you, if you're a Christian who believes in God, you start saying, oh, for me to be secure, I don't know, I need to join this members club. Oh, for me to be secure, I need to save with this bank. Oh, for me to be secure, I need to steal some money. The day you realize as a Christian that for me to be secure, I need to connect with God. For me to have a future, I need God. Now I'm putting to ODM. If ODM is going to survive, you have to cling on to the most important thing in this country, and that is the people. The minute ODM starts thinking that your future is with UDA, you are done. The minute you start looking at the president as the person that ODM needs, you are done. The minute you start looking at DCP and saying we are going to work with DCP for our survival, you are done. The minute you start saying, I don't know, you'll work with Ford Kenya, you are done.
But
the day ODM will survive and survive for long is the day they'll ask, what the heaven do Kenyans want? For crying out loud, where do you Kenyans want us to be? What do you Kenyans want us to do? And they need to come and listen. And I'm telling you, Kenyans will tell them, achaneni na hiyo takataka inaitwa broad-based. And I call it takataka. I am telling you, If ODM was honestly willing to listen to Kenyans, iende pitch tent Homa Bay, Kisumu, Kakamega, Kikuyu, Murang'a, everywhere, Kenyans will tell them, leave broad-based. Come to the side where Kenyans are. And the side where Kenyans are does not have to be the side where the united opposition is. I'll tell you the side where Kenyans are. Kenyans are saying no to avoidable housing. Kenyans are saying no to SHA. Kenyans are saying no to money being stolen on e-citizen. Kenyans are saying no to lack of capitation for schools. Kenyans are saying no to so many things that this administration is doing, including killing our children. So when you go and work with a person that Kenyans are saying no to, then you have a problem. So the future of ODM does not lie with UDA. No. The future of ODM,
Yes.
the only thing that can make you ODM live another 50 years
Yes.
is to ask themselves, where are Kenyans? Haujaiona kitu mbaya kama chama inaenda hivi na Kenyans wanaenda hivi.
But the people who support the president actually and still support the UDA and probably will vote for him.
Which people support the president?
Le-
The
le-
people who support the president
Yeah.
are the few individuals who directly benefit from that tap
Yes.
that feeds their stomachs and their families.
Yes.
It doesn't extend to a third person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just ask this, because this is how even some of the leaders have reasoned in ODM, that for the longest time ODM has been in opposition, and they're even saying that, see, we cannot always be in opposition. We cannot live and die. We have party leaders who are like Raila Odinga lived and died in opposition most of the time. Let me just put it right. So then they ask that party leaders, parties are actually formed to also form government. And it's an opportunity for them to work with the government of the day. Going into 2027, they see that probably forming a coalition with the government, they have better chances of staying in government than joining a united opposition, which they're not quite sure, or going at it alone, which they're not quite sure of the future.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you been to Nyeri?
Yes, I have been to Nyeri.
And you've obviously been to Kisumu.
Yes.
Both were provincial headquarters. Which one is more developed?
I believe Nyeri.
Kisumu and Nyeri. Nyeri has around about the size of this table. The main town.
No, I've
Let
been
me
to Nyeri.
tell you,
Yeah.
Kisumu is 25 times more developed infrastructural-wise than Nyeri. It is not because you're in government that your region will be developed. No. Your region will be developed if your leaders have common sense. Each constituency, out of all the 290, each of them gets 100 million for CDF. Have you ever had an MP being told you will not get CDF because you're in opposition? If your MP is not delivering, your MP is not delivering, period. You have a useless MP. Each of them gets an equal share of the CDF. Have you heard of counties being given money selectively? If counties are not given, they are all not given. If they are given, they are all given. So if your governor in your particular area has not built a road for you, and that they got their funds from the central government, and those other governors have done work. I mean, there was a time when Kivutha Kibwana was the governor for Makueni. And what he did with what he got is visible. At the same time, we had other governors in other places who kept complaining like mosquitoes and they did nothing. I mean, this nonsense of I must be in government for my region to be developed is not true. There are three roles, let me tell you, of a legislator. This is something profoundly deep that you, the watcher, will not get anywhere else. Let me tell you. The first one is representation.
Yeah.
The second one is legislation.
Yeah.
And the third one is oversight.
Yeah.
Now, I dare submit to you Kenyans that do you know the most failed MP, mwenye ameanguka, the most terrible, the least performing MP is the one who has built more classrooms and more police. That's the most failed MP. Kenyans will tell me, oh, and by the way, I've been seeing indexes saying that the person who built the highest number of schools is the most successful member of parliament. I want to submit to Kenyans today that the biggest failure of a member of parliament is the member of parliament who built the highest number of classrooms and the member of parliament who built the highest number of police stations. The reason is, the first thing you're supposed to do as an MP is to represent your people. So you go to parliament and come and say, In my constituency where I am vying as Fanya Mambo Dagoretti South, we do not have adequate police stations. And secondly, we do not have adequate classrooms. And this is our deficiency in terms of police stations, and this is our deficiency in terms of classrooms. Now, then you go to the next step. After that is representing them. This is what they need. You go to legislation. Budget making process is legislation. That's why unasikia inaitwa finance bill. That's why unasikia inaitwa budget. That's why unasikia, because you are sitting to vote for, to enshrine your needs in the budget. A good member of parliament is one who speaks about the problems of his people. The second thing he does is to ensure that what he has said are the problems of his people have been fit and have been put into the budget making process and into the allocations that are coming now when money is being spent from treasury. And then the third thing he does is to oversight the money that came from this government for his people. Now, let me explain this just in a second. The Ministry of Education has a very big allocation. One of the mandates of the Ministry of Education is to establish schools, to build schools, to improve schools. Can you imagine kuna mbunge amekaa bunge for 10 years now in total, na hajaiuliza out of what we allocated as the budgetary of Ministry of Education to build classrooms, how many classrooms have been built in my place? Out of, look at the Ministry of Interior. Out of the money we gave to the Ministry of Interior to build police stations, how many have been established in my place? That is oversight. So we have people who have totally failed in their mandate, and then now they have to look for more money in the name of CDF to come and build classrooms so that they say they're the ones who build classrooms. A proper legislator is someone who goes, represents his people, then legislates for this money to be available for the sake of his people. And then ensures that the oversight, juu kama tumepatia Ministry of Education X money for classrooms, then we have to make sure that that money is available and that those classrooms are built. So people fail, and then they come and hide behind something called CDF, and they tell you, voila, I build classrooms. Then ask them, pesa yetu mingi inaibiwa through ministries. There's money for police stations. The police are not building new stations. They are waiting for you as MPs to build police stations using your NGCDF money. So they have failed. In fact, never clap for somebody who's built 100 classrooms. Clap for somebody who went to parliament and fought that the money we have put in ministries comes back to the people and is seen to have come back. That is the proper MP. This thing of CDF can die, and it should die, I submit. Because when it dies, we will stop having useless members of parliament who keep coming to tell you, I built a classroom. Because when you get people who have got the right acumen to be members of parliament, they will make sure that that which was meant for you comes to you through the right process.
Wow, quite interesting. Now, for the future of ODM, for ODM to have a sustainable future going forward into 2027 and beyond. Now, because it stands at quite a critical crossroads, if I can say. And this is because, number one, if they should then be able to split, because there are those people who are saying that we should go this way. There are those people who say that we should stick with broad-based. This is where Baba left us. There are those people who are saying, no, it's not palatable anymore for us to continue this with this relationship with broad-based, in broad-based government. Now, what should happen? My question is it now more politically dangerous for ODM having losing unity behind one single leader? Like, for example, Oburu Oginga, who is now the party leader, is saying that this is the way. Or losing the party identity by merging into a broader coalition, now joining UDA, which is more lethal from where you see it?
The only lethal thing for ODM, I have told you, is to go where Kenyans don't want them to go. Kenyans actually don't care if you change the name of ODM. They don't even care if you get into an alliance, as long as that alliance is the alliance of where Kenyans are. So the first thing that Kenyans should be doing, ODM should be doing as they dance at Mombasa, is to ask Kenyans, where the heaven do you want us to be? not William Ruto, where do you want us to be? And when Kenyans tell you that we are your followers as ODM, and this is where we want you to be, ODM will survive. But now the problem is some of those people who are saying they're in broad-based are there because of their stomachs. Now, when you follow someone who is led by their stomach, you can never go anywhere.
Okay. So let me ask you, what is actually the consequence if ODM decides then to work with UDA, if ODM decides to go at it alone, or decides to work with the United Opposition?
ODM working with UDA simplifies work for Kenyans.
Okay.
Kenyans have decided they are kicking away anything that comes together with ODM, with UDA. So the minute you go and put, this is a pot, UDA is like, look at it like a pot that Kenyans were willing to kick.
Yeah.
And then some few nice people come and join this pot. What do? We start getting inside the boiling pot to remove one by one. No, we kick the whole pot.
Okay.
So anybody who works with UDA should be prepared.
Okay.
The Kenyans are going to punish you so thoroughly, so badly.
Yeah.
You go join them.
Okay.
If you want, go join them tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But for us, we know this is one thing. You know, it's like putting together all the things we don't need. Then Kenyans have it in an easier place.
Yeah.
So it's not just ODM. Anybody who wants to work with UDA, just know that this is one cup that Kenyans are willing, whatever name you give it, Kenyans have looked at it and they can see it. Wanaifuata hivi na macho.
Let me ask you, will now Tribe, do you think Tribe will play a great role in 2027 elections? Because it has played in the...
Yes, it will, and I'll tell you how.
Yes.
If you go online today, anybody who has common sense, you will see people who have been told to carry Kikuyu names. And I'm saying been told to carry Kikuyu names. And the same funny people, if you do IT and follow, you'll see they're using the same gadget, have been told to carry Luo names. And then someone comes and brings a stupid story, and this person starts commenting as a Kikuyu and insulting anybody who has a Luo name on it. And then the same fool goes to that phone and starts now commenting as a Luo and insulting everybody who has a Kikuyu name on it. And the idea is to create a wedge between the Kikuyu and the Luo people, and to make it look like the Kikuyus and the Luos are fighting. That is the only card that UDA has left. Because I can assure you for free, as long as the Kikuyus and the Luos are going to be on the same side, UDA doesn't stand a chance at anything. And so the whole idea, initially the whole idea was to make this look like a Kenya versus Mount Kenya. So it has failed.
So how consequential is it? Because Kikuyus are so many. Luos are considerably few.
This is how it's consequential. Yes. The idea is to make it look like Kikuyus are so terrible. You need to isolate them. The Kikuyus, on the other hand, have refused to be isolated. In fact, let me tell you now, as a Kikuyu, do you know the Kikuyu nation is saying, if they are planning to isolate us, we will make sure that we don't bring a Kikuyu presidential candidate. We will make sure that the running mate is not Kikuyu. Now, haters. How do you hate us for fronting a Luya, for example, or a Kisi, or a Kamba? You'll come and say, Kenya versus Kikuyus. Then Kikuyus will tell you, we are not even on the ballot. The person who is on a ballot is a Luya.
Is a Kamba.
So trying to hate Kikuyus will be very hard in 2027. Because Kikuyus can decide we are not going to take the top 2 seats that are available constitutionally.
So could it be...
And then if we discover that Luos ndio wanatusumbua sana, we get one Luo and tell him you are a presidential candidate. And we all vote for that Luo. Then let us see whether the Luos will vote for Ruto or they will vote for one of their own. If it gets to a point where even William Ruto decides that I have to get a Luo for a running mate, we get an equally strong Luo and make him our presidential candidate. Then we ask the Luos, now will you vote for William Ruto with a Luo deputy, or will you vote for one of your own? If it gets there, we will take it there. So we are so determined to take William Ruto home. Anybody who is Luo there, msifikiri tuko na shida na nyinyi. Hata tunaweza amuka wakiambia Gladys Wanga atakuwa running mate, tumwambie tutakufanya presidential candidate, then we all rally behind her and give her our votes, tuone kama Wajaluo watavotia Gladys Wanga au watavotia William Ruto. So don't think that the Kikuyus have a problem with any other person in this. In fact, we don't even have a problem with another Kalenjin. We can even identify, because they are good Kalenjins in this country, by the way, they are not bad people. We just have a president who's not led us well and who's not been kind to us. Yeah. And if the Kalenjin community decides they're going to vote for William Ruto and Mace, we can choose another Kalenjin and make him our candidate. And the whole of us can support him. So we don't want you to see the mountain as a problem. In fact, the mountain is here to say, we are sorry that the bulk of our people, me excluded, voted for William Ruto. And now, we want to undo that mess. So now we are telling you, the very many votes we gave him, give us a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Give us a good lady. Give us a good man.
The second last question before we come to the close of this is because for the longest time we've had issues on election rigging that have played on behalf and actually favoring the president, or rather the incumbent. And we've not had a time where we've had a president who has gone one term. And people are asking, how will it be? Because you talk about maybe Uhuru's time, but they will tell you that Uhuru was not contesting again. He was just supporting someone. And so, will it be difficult?
Let me ask you.
Yes.
As a president, is it possible for you to be present in all the 42,000 polling stations? You're a human being, you're not God. You can only be in one place at one time.
Yeah.
And everybody you send out there, you are sending him against Kenyans who are very bitter with you. Kwach, tell me, someone tells you to go to a police station, to a polling station, where Ruto has gotten 3 votes, and he's telling you to flip that to read 3,000. What do you think the people in that polling station will do to you? It will be so hard to rig this. I'm just trying to imagine how he will. In fact, in some places, because of the apathy, I don't see Ruto even having agents in Ukambani, for example. I don't see him having agents in parts of central Kenya. Some parts of western, he's so hated, nobody will offer to himself to be an agent, even for pay, because of the fear of stigma and victimization from the community. Sisi tunakuja kutoa Ruto na wewe ndio unalinda kura zake na unaishi na sisi. How will those people offer themselves? There are things I want you to see.
Yeah.
And even you as a returning officer who has dealt with SHA and SHISH or SHU and university, how do you as a returning officer declare the wrong results, having seen what has happened? So I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to do those things.
Well, as we come to the close of this conversation, I wish to draw your attention to one incident that happened during ODM 20, and particularly when Winnie Odinga took a different position from what Oburu stood for, actually differing with Oburu, even questioning his ability to steer the relationship in the broad-based government, and saying actually that Kenyans are actually entrusted only Raila Amolo Odinga, who knew how to steer this relationship. And now it seems the relationship is quite unsteady. And from where you sit, do you think this is actually a deliberate political tactic, maybe a strategic attempt to carve out our own space as a potential successor? Or does it reflect genuine ideological shift within the Odinga circle and probably even generational change? I don't know what to make of this. Is it really genuinely from her heart? Is it maybe trying to carve something for her? Because probably for her to take a position, probably she will have to be revolutionary.
I'll start with the cake that fell from Oburu Odinga's mouth.
Yes.
You know, the summit of the wedding, any wedding, is the cake cutting.
Yes.
And if there are photos that people show the most, is the summit of an event, which is the cake.
Yes.
The summit of a graduation is the cake. The summit of any social occasion is the cake. In fact, that's the most important part. Like, that is what crowns like a coming together of parties. And in fact, if in a wedding, the wife was given a cake and she spit it. Seems like that marriage is almost not consummated. There is no union, there is no unity of purpose. Oburu Odinga alipewa keki ya ODM at 20, akaitema. I think the taste was so bad. That's the taste of, if somebody needs to tell him, that's how broad-based tastes. Cake-based government, that's how it tastes. Alionja akasema kama inaonja hivi. He was given something to drink, if you remember.
It's a cake-based government.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yes.
And he also didn't drink it. William Ruto took his part.
Yeah.
He did not consume.
It
It tells you this marriage is consummated from one side. It's not consummated from the other side. Because this is the party leader. This is the leader of ODM. They've come to share cake. One person has partaken of the cake. The other one has spit the cake. So he has spit the union. They come to drink water. One person consumes of the other one. The other one does not consume of the water. What does it tell you? He has spit, and this is the leader of the union. So even nature itself conspired to make sure that ameonja broad-based na ameitema. Akajaribu kuangalia hiyo maji, ikamshinda. It tells you that these people are trying to force themselves into broad-based, but it's not going to work. And the people who are forcing them to be there is the Johos of this world who are enjoying parks as ministers. And it's basically for selfish interest. Joho doesn't really care what happens to this country as long as he's minister.
Okay. Wow. What interesting. Probably a parting shot as we come to the close of this conversation.
Parting shot is about what is happening in Mbere.
Yes.
We have reliably learned that the only thing left at the behest of this administration is to bribe. And this message is going directly to the young people of Mbere. We have learned of the strategy that those people who've been bribing people in Mbere want to use. And they are telling the people to go and take a photo after you vote. And then there will be a place you'll pass by. You show the photo and you'll be given 2,000 shillings. Watu wa Mbere, I want to employ you because you're brilliant people. Picha mtapiga. And because we don't want the UDA candidate to get only one vote, we are asking you to identify only 2 young people who will sacrifice just 2 votes for the Mbere candidate so that he doesn't get 0. Take a photo, share to your WhatsApp groups. Then everybody downloads that photo. Go and vote for the candidate you want. Once you're done, as you leave, go and show the shared photo everywhere. I think one photo can work magic for all the voters of Mbere as long as it is shared out generously to everybody. So mimi nawapatia strategy. Kama ni kwenda kupiga tu picha, ukuje uonyeshane kwa simu yako. Na waomba nyinyi wote mkitumiwa picha na mkue wajanja, isikae forwarded, you download it to your gallery, then you say I took a photo and here is the photo I have voted. They will see all of them the same photo. And then once they count in the evening, it will be the 2 votes that we sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice for us to sacrifice just 2 votes, but it's going to work because we want the people of Mbere to get that bribery money and to vote the right way.
Wow. Quite much interesting. Thank you so much. That is Fanya Mambo Kinuthia, of course, joining us for this great conversation. Indeed, a discourse around ODM at 20, even as we continue to look at the political issues within the country, some of them, even as we continue looking at the united opposition, what agenda do they really have? But Fanya Mambo says that the agenda at the moment is Ruto must go. Well, there is much, much more that comes to you here on the power table as we get to sit with the men and women of influence and power to discuss on issues of economy, politics, business, and amongst many other issues that concern you, our viewer. Well, my name is Eugyene Kwach, and this conversation comes to you from SPM Buzz. Join us next time. Thank you.